Hey everybody, and welcome back. Different week this week. I was actually, I'm always happy. Everything goes well and everything goes good, but I actually got a bad kind of a stomach bug last week, which really wiped me out, to be honest. I kind of stayed in bed as much as I could, and I didn't do any sailing. Wouldn't have been wise, actually, but anyway, it's all good. It's all good now. So I decided, I had a few requests. I was going back through messages on YouTube, and a few people had asked me about doing a boat tour. So I thought it'd be a good idea to do the boat tour and show people Waxwing and the different parts of her and different equipment and what I have. And so welcome on board and join me to have a look around Waxwing. So there are two entrances into Waxwing from the cockpit. The one I'm in now, and this one further up here. Both very handy, and I'll show you more when I'm showing you the deck, but this is how we come in and out all the time. So welcome in. I'll give you a walkthrough. So just as you come in the companionway, I have my main bed where I sleep. It's a bed that I extended myself. I made it into a much bigger bed, and I can actually adjust these up when I'm at sea, which turns it into like a cot that I can't fall out of. On the other side, this was a quarter berth, so I keep spare sails, ropes, grab bag, flares, everything that I need to access quickly. This is a tool chest that I made. I'm a carpenter. I made that out of an old coffee table, actually, in it. It's very handy. I have a locking device for it so that the drawers don't open at sea, which works quite well. Then this is a fridge freezer. This used to be a second head at one time, and it's now a very good sized freezer. Fridge on this side, and then I keep tools and storage above it, binoculars, everything. I also use it as a bench, which is very handy for working. Down here is access to the engine, to the back end of the engine, the aft end. There's more storage. There's just storage everywhere. She's got loads of storage along the beds. Then I put this door here as well to keep me warm when I was going south, but I keep it open now. Obviously I'm in the hotter climes. Then you come into the main salon, the chart table, and I'll go through it all in detail. This is the first kind of initial walkthrough. The galley, and then this second hatch, which is a gift actually for the wind. Full access to the engine underneath. Then I have this as a day bed because I sail on my own. I often sleep there during the day when I'm sailing, depending on what way the boat's lying. But I have lee cloths for both sides. It is normally a settee, but I store stuff under it as well. Then up forward, we have the head. Well, we have the V-berth up the front. Again, because I'm on my own, it's more storage. My cruising chute, some of my wet gear, a guitar that I have to learn how to play, a diving bottle, storage for food. It's a great area, and I can get the chute straight out the hatch when I need it. It's a very comfortable head. A Lavex toilet, which if you know what they are, they work off a suction. Once the lid is down, you pump it. I also have a Y valve at the end. When I turn the Y valve, that pump then turns into a bilge pump. I have a shower, but I don't use that often, but it is very handy because I have the water maker, so I can make a lot of water. Again, lots of storage, just mostly toiletries and medicine. Same below. She's got loads of storage. Waxwing is a great boat. The shower water goes down here, but just here, and I have a pump here that it just pumps it back into the sink, which works very well. Again, more storage for clothes, rope, medicine, wet gear, everything. She's a lovely size boat for me. So then when you're back in, you get to see her from the other side. Food storage. That was a berth that I converted, and I use it now for storage, and it's very handy for everything. I also put my water maker there, so that's what made I never used it as a berth anyway. I'm on my own. I found a nice place for the water maker and cut it out, and I took a lot of thought of where to put that, and I'm glad I put it there. It works very well there. So the galley is very practical. There's so many places to wedge myself at sea, and it's a perfect setup. Got a lovely deep sink. So I have, you're probably wondering what all the taps are for. This is a saltwater foot pump, freshwater foot pump. This is the runoff from my water maker when it's running, and then I've pressurized hot and cold. A good sized draining board and a lot of storage. It's a bit untidy at the moment. A new gimbal cooker that I got before I left Ireland, and again bins, storage, you know, everything can be locked. I lock these at sea, nothing can open. Then my favorite place, the chart table. This is where I do nearly everything. I eat, I navigate, I keep an eye on AIS, everything. I've even napped here actually in the chair when it was really busy, you know, just a 10-minute nap. So I'll show you the chart table now and some of my equipment. So this is the Nav Station. I built this chair, and it was probably one of the best things I built on the boat. I can wedge pillows into it when I'm at sea. Stereo, which I love. My Fleet One broadband. Switch panel, which is all fused. Battery monitor, engine heat, engine hours. Another phone I have actually that works off Wi-Fi while I'm close to land. The bilge pump, VHF, and then my AIS, which was a godsend. That's probably be hard to go back to sailing without AIS. The SSB, which I don't use much, it still works, and I still turn it on and listen to radio on it. But my forecast I get from Predict Wind through my Iridium Go. The Iridium Go is great as well. At sea I can get emails, phone calls, all through my phone, which is great, or the tablets. My main plotter, which is on all the time, and then I like to use the iPad, because I can bring the iPad to bed with me, and if there's ships nearby I'll see them. I have wind at the chart table, which I put in, and it's also very good. I'm so glad I bought that and put it there just as a repeater. Another wind instrument, my clock and barometer, temperature, another battery monitor. I can see everything from here. Everything I do, I can see everything that's going on around me. If I have the Raymarine auto helm on, I can actually steer the boat from the Raymarine chart plotter, which is again very handy. But I'm on shore. I never use the Raymarine unless I'm close to land. I use the Aries all the time. But I'll show you all that when I go outside. Everything that I need nearby, like my watch or the handheld VHF, all the stuff I use, I just keep nearby. That's why it's a bit messy. There's a fan overhead the chart table, which is a gift. I have another clock and barometer here. Also my papa, my dad, who has circumnavigated at midnight. I'll zoom in. My dad, who has circumnavigated the world, he comes everywhere with me now, and I take him sailing. He used to take me sailing as a kid. All Vectron controllers. That's a copy of my dad's chart of his route around the world. If anyone's interested, he left Ireland, sailed down under 𝗬𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, Australia, New Zealand, and on the way back across the Pacific heading for Cape Horn, he got a knockdown, had mass damage in a 30-foot sea dog, a ketch, and he went into Valparaiso in Chile, up along the coast of South America, through Panama, up to Miami, and back to Ireland. 3 years and 3 weeks. So my dad was a great inspiration to us all. We all grew up in the water, my brothers and my sister Helen, and my eldest brother Jim has a boat. He keeps on the Shannon and up in Lough Derg. My brother Pat is currently racing around the world in the GGR. Dan doesn't sail. Yeah, he has a punt, but he doesn't sail. John has a Carter 34 or 36, I forget. He was racing her last week. I'm sailing around the world, so we kind of grew up with it. So it's lovely that it must be lovely for my dad. He passed away in 2010, but he must love to see us all doing what we love and what he taught us. You know, so I was very proud of it. I love my old lamp. I like that a lot at sea. It's a lovely glow off it. Paraffin lamp. My friend Steve Morris gave it to me. Believe it or not, I like this candle as well. It's gimbaled. Came off a famous Irish boat called the 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲𝗍, loaned to me by Gary McMahon. Thank you, Gary. So all in all, she's an exceptional boat. I'm going to show you a clip of her sailing now in about 4, 6 or 7. At her ease, doing 8, 9, 10, 11 and even 12 surfing down waves on the Bay of Biscay. And I trust this boat 100%. She's an absolute pleasure to sail. I've been sailing since I'm a kid. I sail professionally. I'm a delivery skipper, so I've sailed lots of boats, and it would be very hard to equal Waxwing. She'd be slightly smaller than the modern 41 foot, so she's not as beamy, but she makes up for it at sea then. And she's quite fast. She's 1980, and I'll show you all the specs on her now, and then I'll show you outside and the rig and the equipment on deck and what I've done and what I've changed, what I've added. It's lovely to be able to show you the boat because I love her. I really love Waxwing. Back up to 30 plus knots of wind, but it's behind us, so it's good. And rain. We're getting good gusts in the rain squalls. Batten down the hatches. Thank God for the Aries. Fantastic sailing. Waxwing is well designed for this. I am slightly over canvas. As I said, I'm enjoying the speed. And it's nice to keep ahead of these waves, you know, they're starting to crest and break, so if I'm running a bit faster it's better rather than having them poop into the cockpit all the time. So here's my Aries wind vane self-steering. She steers me everywhere, day and night. You can see the control lines running into the cockpit and then onto the wheel. And once I set that up, she just follows the wind all the way. So it's a lovely big safe cockpit, deep cockpit, and nicely self-draining. I have my 𝗷𝗵𝘵 auto helm there, a new one I fitted last year. Engine instruments, engine controls, my compass, binnacle and wheel. Everything is accessible from here, bar the mainsail. The mainsail I reef at the mast. I'll show you that in a minute. I also have a lovely wind generator, gives me great power. I fitted these 2 solar panels when I was in Ireland before I left. They were originally to go each side of the cockpit, and I put them up there, and they're fantastic for the sun. This is the hatch that I go in. I drop the spray hood a lot when I'm at sea. Makes life much easier. This is a nice simple system I have for keeping the hatch up. It's just a jamming cleat. And I can close it in an instant. I put this there so I can see, I can look there when I'm sailing. Make everything as easy as possible. Self-tailer for the main sheet, electric winch, primary, 2 new Harkins secondary winches for the staysail, another self-tailer there for the Yankee. My life raft, oh, that's the second hatch that I use a lot, and I sit there at sea actually and lean against the main sheet. It's a beautiful place to sit, and it's quite safe with the bars each side. My life raft centre, easy to deploy if I ever needed it. Please God I won't. Lovely big wide side decks. They're dirty at the moment because there's a lot of dust kind of seems to blow off the island. So you can see I reef at the mast. She's a cutter rig with the Yankee and staysail. A lovely size single spreader mast. Very heavy construction. I have more solar panels than on the deck. Solbian. They're a lovely flush fit, and you can walk on them. The glands are through the deck, so all the wiring is inside, which makes it very neat and tidy, and they're very efficient, even in low sun. So again, I have huge deck space. A nice anchor locker that closes down, and that's my new Profile 420. My old Harkin, which works fine, all good. I have 2 spinnaker poles that you can see. 1 second, I balance. You can see they're on tracks, and I can just undo the ropes below and just let them out. So the poles are so easy for me to deploy on my own. They're simple. They're really easy. The granny bars I fitted just before I left Ireland, and gee, they're worth their weight in gold because I do everything at the mast, reefing the main, hoisting the main. My sails were all made by 𝗷𝗵𝘵𝗽𝗶𝗃, and I loved them. They transformed my boat. I'll show you the quality now. All hand stitched with leather, and they're really good. As I said, they transform my boat. I have that shroud there that runs right to the top of the mast. Is just clipped on. It's like a solid stay. It clips on in between the Yankee and the staysail. You can see the toggle there for it. And I have a hank-on sail that goes onto that stay then, and it gives me 2 big Yankees for downwind. I can pull them out, and I will be using that a lot in the trades. I also have an orange storm jib that goes on to the staysail. I got a lot of sails as I was going around the world, but the sails, and I have all my old sails on board, so I have a good selection of sails. So that's the working side of, oh sorry, that's my hatch, so I can get all my sails up and down there quite easily. So that's the working side of Waxwing. and she's so lovely to work on deck. You can see my centerline jack stays, so even if I was to fall, I can't go over the side once I'm clipped on. My SSB antenna is the backstay. Yeah, so I'll show you more footage now of Waxwing. So here's a look at the underwater profile of Waxwing. She's a beautiful high bow, 3/4 length keel, almost a long keel. You'll see it in a moment. It runs right from the bow right back down along. She's got huge ballast, an encapsulated keel, so it can't break off or snap off. I love the old design. That's why she's so solid and safe at sea. She just has a beautiful heavy displacement build, designed by Peter Brett and built in 1980. She's previously done 2 circumnavigations by 2 previous owners, and so I often say it, so she knows her way now. But she's just an incredible boat. Folding prop, when I feather it in, it gives an extra knot. Just the whole design, everything is beautiful. Almost a knot actually faster when I feather it. So here's Waxwing sitting pretty at the anchorage, dancing away. I love the high bow in her. I just love the lines of Waxwing. She was just such a beautiful design, and she works really well. Just a simple, beautiful rig. You can see I painted the top of the mast orange. I wish I had put that down another, at least a meter. It really stands out when I'm ashore, but she's just so lovely. Then with her counter stern, she just rises to every wave. You can see I have those horizontal chain plates, the stainless steel chain plates to take the bridle for, I have 2 drogues for her, a Jordan series drogue, and a length of that green line as well. I think I have 700 meters of it that I could tow behind me in extreme conditions. The fold-up hinge on the Aries makes life very easy as well. So when I'm not using it, I can just hinge it up. So she looks lovely sitting there now. And anyway, I'm just delighted to be able to show you Waxwing. She's my home and has been for a while. So we have a great bond, the two of us. So I'm delighted to have been able to show you the beautiful Waxwing. My energy levels are starting to come back up and I'm feeling a bit better. I got medication. It was just a sick belly, but it did wipe me out. So anyway, I'm presuming I'll be back sailing in a few days, and to be regular videos. But it was nice to give you the boat tour anyway. I've been meaning to do that for quite a while, and I was proud to show her off, and hopefully someone will get ideas or a few tips. And if you need any info on any of the equipment or any of the changes I've made to Waxwing, just let me know in the comments below. So wishing everyone a lovely weekend. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps. And you can tick the little button, the bell, that will notify you of upcoming videos. So thanks a million for coming on the tour of Waxwing.